You got children?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, that universe ain't came my way yet.
Hey, take your time.
Right.
Don't rush it.
Mm-mm.
Man, I hate when people say take your time
I'm
when it
telling
comes to
you.
kids.
Listen, if you ain't ready, hey, you gonna have to get
Ain't no
ready,
such
and that'll
thing.
fit into your
Exactly.
life. But the thing is, don't rush that shit.
It ain't
Do it
about
to the
rushing it. I don't think it's no such thing as rushing it.
well, you know.
Well, you switch my camera real quick. Let me see what it look like.
You
Okay,
have
cool.
to think I had my first child when I was 16. I'm 40. I'll be 45 in June. My oldest son 20.
So I think your rush
First
might
time
be
I
a
had
different than
sex,
yours.
I got pregnant. So that's just,
It was a video.
yeah. So listen, me and my son, we like this. We grew up together.
Hey, turn her mic up. She one of them people. She done pushed her mic way away from her mouth.
Who me?
So turn number 3 up just a
Okay.
tad bit.
No. Okay.
All right. When you bring it in, just gonna take it up and let me control it.
My bob and unlike me
There
too.
you go.
No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy LaCheston, man. Welcome back to another episode of the What You Mean podcast. We are here for a What's New segment, man. And actually, man, today, tonight, whenever you're listening to this, that's gonna be a dope segment, man. I actually decided to reach out to some dope people, man, because I just wanted to do something that we're gonna call shop talk today. We'll just talk about the cultural changes when it comes to barbershop and it comes to salons and how some of them have now come into one, man. So without further ado, man, I got some dope guests here to help me talk about this specific subject. They actually work in shops. They work in unisex shops, man. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get to it. I'm gonna spin the table real quick, man. Go ahead and tell the people who you are, man, and where they can find you.
Okay, my name Big Bookie, Red Richie. I've been doing hair for this year will be 9 years, and I currently work at Salon Textures. But I was a traveling stylist for a little while. But now I'm at Salon Textures, it's my new home, and I'm loving it. And y'all come shop with me. I do all protective styles, braids, locks, goddess locks, any of those nature, any styles of those nature. Y'all come shop with me.
And I'm Laquita Rochelle, the hairstyling diva. Um, what else she told me to say?
Just tell them your name and tell them where they
Yes,
can
okay.
find you.
So I'm at Salon Textures as well, and I've been doing hair for 23 years. I started at 14, but as a profession, 23 years, and so I do shortcuts, long hair, hair color, sew-ins, you name it.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
down that resume.
How y'all doing? My name is Najil. I go by Na. I've been cutting hair for about 3 years now. I work at Razor's Barbershop. Off Valleydale Road. You gotta come check me out.
All right. So just so y'all know, so everybody know where their cameras at. Big Bookie, that's your camera right there.
Okay.
That one right there, that's the gray one. That's our center shot. That's our group shot. That one next to it, that's your shot, Quita.
Okay.
And that's your shot, my boy.
Right there.
So yeah, whenever you dressing like the audience or you talking out, look at your camera so you ain't looking up or looking. It make it look awkward.
I got you.
All right. So man, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna break the ice, man. Because without telling my age, but I'm a real '80s baby. I'm like part of that dying breed of the '80s babies. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to me going to the barbershop, that's what it was. It was a barbershop. One of them women in the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Like the narrative, the way people were sitting in the chairs, what was being talked about would completely change if a woman was just dropping her son off for him to get his haircut. Like it was just completely different. And now that I'm not gonna say that I don't enjoy going to a salon to get my hair cut because I get a chance to get my eyes filled up. I get to work the room, see what's going on in the room. So,
Yeah.
you know, you get the sightsee or whatever the case may be. But I just thought it would be interesting, man, to grab some people that I know have worked with, have provided services for me, friends that I've known, to just kind of sort of talk about that culture change and how it has probably affected us in a whole, and kind of sort of be an icebreaker, man. I Googled like cultural change when it comes to salon and barbershops, and I couldn't really find nothing that I really wanted to talk about. But I did find something on Google that really kind of sort of just broke down what the black barbershop is, man. I want to share that with y'all and read that real quick. So if you can just get that up on the screen for me. I don't know if I'm gonna even be able to see that. Since the turn of the 19th century, beauty salons and barbershops have served as a special place around African Americans. They have been the place not only to get hair care services, but locations where black people could be vulnerable. That's a key word I want to talk about, and talk about issues that were important in the community. So with that being said, I want to kind of sort of pose this question and put this out there for y'all. When it comes to the conversations that are had inside of barbershop, salon, and I'm just going to say for the sake of our conversation, a unisex shop, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that the conversations that are being had in those places has changed?
Well, I guess I speak first. I've only been working in salon textures for like 2 years. It's going to be 2 years at the end of this year. So just being in a new environment, coming from traveling in an isolated place from one person's house to a shop where the conversations are like all over the place. They range. The conversations go crazy in the shop, but I love it because it's dialogue. I get to hear perspectives from older clients and younger clients because I'm in the middle bracket. I'm 31. So I get to hear how people see things in the world from the older person's perspective and from the younger person's perspective.
Gotcha.
But I feel like the conversations be very knowledgeable. Like I learn a lot in the shop.
I agree.
And I guess it's just because of my age group and hearing older people talk, the conversations be very intense, but they be real.
Gotcha.
So I love the dialogue that we have in the shop because you get to hear from so many different angles. Like I get to hear from a male perspective, and I also get to hear from a female perspective, and in different age groups.
Lachey, them folks is beating the dough down. I'm talking about beat it down.
I hope they important.
Nah, they are. She
Beat my
ordered some food.
purse.
But yeah, that was my perspective from it. What about you?
Okay.
What's the question?
And I think it's a good thing that when you answer that question to also go ahead and lay out like how long you've been in the shop or whatever the case may be, because you know I know you probably the youngest out of all of us, you know what I'm saying, in the room, but I know me and you gonna be able to relate because I'm pretty sure when you went to the barbershop it was a barbershop. But yeah, make sure whenever you answer the question you do tell the history or the length of time that you've actually been inside of the shop. So, Quita, what you got? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I can say that when I was in barber school in Mobile, Alabama, and I was at a all males, you know what I'm saying, mainly a all barbershop with all males in it. And the conversation was a little bit differently than the unisex shop that I'm in now. It was, you know what I'm saying, it was a little versatile. So it was like some things that even conversations that I have now in the shop, a lot of people kind of come to the shop and vent. They kind of make sure they kind of keep their tone and kind of make sure they don't be overheard on certain things that they say, because sometimes people got different opinions when they kind of come to different stuff, so they don't want people to not overhear what they said.
Right.
But yeah, the conversations barbershops have changed over time, man. I remember back when I used to go to the barbershop when I was a kid. My mama didn't even want to go in the barbershop because she knew the conversation that was had in the barbershop.
That's what we talking about.
So
exactly.
she'd sit out in the car while me and my brother go in there and get a haircut and stuff. So it was just, she just, you know, it get pressure in there. So it's just, she was like, you know, I'm just.
It was always like a sanctuary that women respected us having. Like they gave us that. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't seen no dude sitting in the salon. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it didn't roll like that. It was just a safe haven for both sexes. Like it's just one little spot. Because I ain't gonna lie, some of the crap that I used to hear my mama coming back talking about in the house when, you know, we cheering, ain't supposed to be listening to grown folk talking.
Yeah.
Cause back then they'll tell you ain't got no been looking in no grown folk mouth type deal. You know what I'm saying? and the type of stuff that you would get a glimpse of them talking about, women was talking about just as much crazy shit in the salon as guys was talking about in the damn barbershop, man. So what you got to add to that, Queen?
Okay, so I can go back from when I first started. When I got my cosmetology license, I was working at Henrietta's in Fairfield, and it was just a salon for women, older women. You know, they were still doing press and curls, and it was kind of like a one-on-one thing. It wasn't so much as open because they had everybody kind of separated. But going from that to working at Faces, and then
Oh, you used to work at Faces?
I worked at Faces. Yeah,
I got
worked
a
at
cool
Faces.
story about Faces. Remind me to tell you.
You want to go ahead?
No, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So, so working at Faces, it was a little different for me because a lot of my clients, some women when they come to the beauty shop, they don't want a man seeing them in their most vulnerable state. You know, hair not washed. If they got certain issues, they don't want nobody seeing them with their bald spots.
I've never thought
or
about
their
that.
edges out. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that women hide from men. You don't know that they're actually dealing with.
Right.
Yeah, so it can be a little embarrassing.
Okay.
But, you know, then you have me personally, I enjoy the unisex better because
Really?
I do. Because I'm a shit talker. I like to
Okay.
hear shit. I like to talk shit.
Right.
You know, and I like it. Some of my clients don't really care for it, but you know, to each his own. But for me, it leaves a door open for me to be around both sex, other stylists versus that intimate salon setting. Because I had my own salon for 5 years, and it kind of secluded me. And I like being out, like she said, in the open where you can see other people. You can see other folks' talent. You know what I'm saying? Meet new people. You got a variety of age of older to young, and it just kind of keep your breast on what's going on in the world for real.
Got you. So if we had to take a vote in the room real quick, man, and let's just say your pay don't change or nothing like that. Everything stays the same. The only thing that can stay the same is if you could have a choice of it being a unisex unit or it being a barbershop or salon. Like, what would you prefer? Would you prefer a barbershop or would you prefer unisex?
Me personally, I would prefer just a barbershop.
Okay.
I have no problem with a unisex, don't get me wrong. I prefer just a barbershop because it's some ways of thoughts that I think in a way, but it's like other people's opinion may be a little bit stronger than, you know what I'm saying?
And you could just say what it is, bro, because the ideology behind the female and the male is always going to be different respectively.
So yeah.
So when we in the midst of women, our contacts, our syntax, our terminology, our wordplay is definitely different than when we're just around the fellas. Because I heard about poom poom for the first time in a barbershop, bro. See, like dead ass. The first time I heard about poom poom, it was in a barbershop, man. With the niggas who had the money, who was riding in the nice cars, slanging whatever they was slanging, and everybody talking about the same thing. Like I said, like that was when we started getting the Bill Bellamy movies and stuff like that. Well, Bill Bellamy was starting to let us on the insight, and he was like probably one of the first people to tell the culture, like, brothers, we really ain't doing that because women be doing the same thing.
Yeah, and then it's a way too. It's like now, like I said, my mom used to sit in the car, but it's like now moms are coming in, so we got to filter what we say now.
Exactly,
you know
exactly.
So it's just in an environment where it's like you can be comfortable, but you can't be too comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Still
saying?
trying to be respectful.
Yeah,
have
but
your
yeah,
guard.
still
Yeah.
just being respectful at the end of the day. That's what. Yeah.
I think you already answered the question. Do you want to answer again, just for the sake of answering?
What?
Would you prefer a salon or would you prefer?
Oh yeah, I would
unisex?
definitely prefer unisex all day long. Especially where we are, it's an open floor plan, and I like that. I love that
It
because
sounds like you just like being nosy.
no, I'm not so much nose. I like people watching.
Quita like conversation.
I do, and I like people watching.
That's why she got the invitation.
Yeah, I like people watching. I like conversation. I kind of want to know what other people mind it. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Because Quita gonna ask some questions.
Oh yeah, I'm ask 1,000, and then if they didn't enough, I'm ask 1,100.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm ask a whole lot of questions because I want to know what people mindset is and like how they think, how they feel, why they feel the way they feel. It's a bit much. Like the average person may not care, but I do. I want to know.
I feel you. What about you?
I'm kind of up and down. I like the unisex because I like the dynamics of it. I like the conversation. I like being able to come in and talk with the men and hear perspectives from women, and I like that talk in the shop. But then again, I'm kind of on the side of just being a beauty shop, just off the strength of what Quita said. Some of my female clients, they prefer to come in just to relax.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you interacting with the men in the shop, it becomes kind of like chaos because the topics. So it's just like some of them, they don't want to engage in the conversation, but they listening. So they like, I'm finna say something. Especially when it come to our barber in the shop and some of the male clients that come in the shop. It's like they want to engage, but at the same time they came in here to relax and get their hair done. So I mean, I rock with the unisex, but I also rock with the beauty shop alone by itself.
I think some okay, so I think the women come in for a whole different purpose than what the men come in. Women come to be away from their kids, their spouse, you know what I'm saying, their significant other, relax, is their self-care day. Yeah, vent, because I have a lot of one-on-one conversations with my clients, like, little do they know, they counsel me and I counsel them. And like, I have to get the latest on what's going on with them. And they tell me the latest on what's going on with them. Like, you got a trip, I know I'm finna do a fly cut or a fly color. So you can go on your trip. Then, girl, how was your trip? You know, all that. But then men, I feel like men come in to talk about sports, ass and titties.
I'm not gonna say that you're wrong. I'm not gonna say that you're wrong.
Because baby, that's how our conversations be in the shop.
And women do it too, though.
But the only reason I'm gonna say that is because it goes back to the Google clip that I just shared. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, for me, again, in the time that I was raised, the barbershop was the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? In the little city I grew up in, I think as far as black people went, we probably had maybe 2, maybe 3 actual salons. Everybody else was trapping out of their crib. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen, in the one salon that I know my mom went to because she was friends with the family, it was always a knock on the door, stick your head in, give a message to whoever you need to give it to or whatever. You weren't finna walk in there and walk through the salon type deal. Like, it just wasn't happening like that. And I think what you have kind of sort of shined the light on, and kind of sort of the point and that I want to put out there, is I think that shifted our culture in a way.
Right.
Because it even though we're starting to like the unisex setup, initially it wasn't introduced to us in that sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you get back to the essence of a woman being able to go a place and let her hair down, decompress, away from the kids, away from the husband, away from her side nigga, just.
You had to throw that in there. You had to throw that in there.
No, that's not the place for the side nigga. The side nigga, he can come there because
the side nigga was the one paying for it.
I was finna say, listen, your husband know you at the shop, right? The kids at home with the husband. That's time for the side dude to swoon in and come on in there and be like, baby, you look good.
Exactly. So, I mean, I think when it comes to what the statement on Google said about us having a place to be vulnerable and talk about issues that were affecting our community, it was kind of sort of like the city council meeting for the people who wasn't the city council.
Yeah.
Because you still had the playmakers and the people in the community that could shift the ideology of what people were doing, the philosophy of what people were doing, and say, this is what we're doing. Those conversations were happening in the barbershop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was during that time where I don't think that men have ever, especially black men, as much as they try to make us seem like we this culture that just beat our women down so bad, this was during a time when we respected black women for real, and you knew that you were respected as a black woman. You know what I'm saying? And it was because at the end of the day, what I say to him, I'm not finna say to y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
What you finna say to her, you're not gonna say to us. You see what I'm saying? And now we live in a world where we've made that fence so blurred out, that line so blurred out, that both sides can have conversations that now cause unwanted issues across our culture.
Yeah.
because there are just certain things when it comes to women that should stay amongst women. It's women code. It's certain things that men have that should just stay amongst men, bro. And now we got, and now you got Joe Blow coming in the barbershop, Unisex barbershop. You got 2 clients in there that then brought their sons in. They fine, they banging. You know what I'm saying? We see that. We can act like we don't see it. Okay, Quita got fine client in her chair. Torn got fine client over there. Bookie braiding somebody's hair. They look good over there. So now we in here, and Julius then introduced this topic that him and Treese probably don't. Now one of them know what they talking about, but they done got everybody riled up in the shop.
Listen.
And now everybody got an opinion, and now you got these guys that probably don't have no damn clue on what they talk about, but guess what they trying to do? That their ego has been checked. They gotta say something now because they checking for old girl that's sitting in the chair over there.
Yeah, I think it's just a difference between logic and emotion.
Okay,
because you got to a certain point where it's like certain people speaking off logic, and then you got to a point where certain people speaking off emotion, and then when you got them two things that kind of like come together, it kind of make it. It's always gonna be a feud in a way, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's gonna be a feud because, like I said, it's just different opinions and different. Both parties may be right, but it's just so many different opinions. Like, you feel that way about this because this, you know what I'm saying? This going on this way, this going. But I feel like as a barber, like, I get a lot of people that come in, and my time is to just take my time to see where your head at in life. You know what I'm saying? Because seeing where your head at in life is like, I can see what your focus is, and I basically base myself off your conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I get a lot of people that come in, and they come in and they just free their head because they not able to have these conversations outside. Like you were saying before, like your son, like he may have these conversations with people, but he really don't care. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I just got to sit there and act like, okay,
You're
like,
interested.
yeah, I'm
really
interested, but I know, in deep down inside, I know you broken inside. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it ain't my job to fix you, but it's my job
judge
to,
you.
it ain't my job to fix you or judge you. But
I think y'all truly have a gift though. You know what I'm saying? Like is because number one, y'all had to understand energy. Regardless whether y'all become Reiki masters or not, or if you go to massage school, which is the numero uno place that'll teach you about energy of a person. Y'all touching people's head for hours on top of hours.
I have seen that done.
That's where their thought process is. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know
the
what
head
I'm saying?
controls the body.
Like,
and
so,
I'll tell you, a lot of clients, I sit in my chair. I've been doing it so long, I can touch them and feel what they're going through. Sometimes they share, sometimes they don't. And I just, while I'm shampooing them, I speak words of affirmation over them.
right.
You know, all they need is some egg. You know, general stuff. Nothing too deep, but like all they need is some egg. You know, she's whole as a woman.
Right.
I see them come in looking broken. And after they sit in my chair, because if you look better, you feel better.
Facts.
And then when they walk out, they have a whole different attitude. You be like, what just happened?
They feel so much better.
Yeah. And women, we carry so many hats. Not saying that men don't, because I'm sure that it's hard being a black male these days. But like women, like we gotta hold y'all up. We gotta take care of kids. We gotta take care of ourselves. We gotta go to work. We gotta do this and look good at the same time.
I think, but I think that's another reason why you have to really dig deep when it comes to the spiritual aspect of just the theology behind the woman being a rib from a man, the support, literally the support system of a man. I just feel like the women that are phenomenal women, and not even to degrade the women who can't, you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like the phenomenal women that can do that, you just understand your calling, and that's what you were made for. Like, because if you look at any real woman that's juggling that stuff, it's another woman that's doing it. And it's another woman that's doing it. Like, that's the norm. It's like we got the things as men that we can complain about. That's why the complaint need to stay amongst us, because it's a way that I can't deal with my stress or my problem. You might have already succeeded with that problem and that issue. And you can speak life into what I'm trying to get through. But I may not necessarily want my helpmate to know, or a female aspect to know, that this is an inequity that I have.
Right.
But when I have that realm that I could share that with, and somebody to speak words of affirmation into that, then it helps out the overall aspect. Because I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I used to get facials, and I used to get waxes from a girl who was a Reiki master. So she was big on energy. And I would always say, like, I can't say that I know about it or I understand it completely, but I would never tell you that I don't feel better after you done touched me.
Yeah.
Like, there's something about her hands when she touched me, you know. She could just take her hands and like massage my scalp and I feel better. So I wouldn't dare say that it's not real. So I'm saying all of that to say that if you telling me you washing somebody's hair at the bowl, bro, you know what I'm saying, and you speaking words of affirmation over them and they feel better when they leave that place, that's another thing that God has ordained you to do, because that means that you absorb that negative energy from her and you giving her something that somebody else couldn't. You see what I'm saying? And that's the same thing y'all do, bro.
Down the drain, baby.
You know how many things I done told Julius about, bro? There's a couple things I wish I didn't tell that nigga about, because I heard again. But for the real, like some of the real important stuff that I've shared with him, I've never heard him repeat it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
Because it's like therapy.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
but that's a lot on y'all.
But you know what? I think hairstylists and barbers are literally underrated, because like not only are you coming in getting your head transformed.
Hold that thought. How y'all underrated? Because y'all be taxing.
I ain't talking about the fee.
Okay,
That's not
go
what
ahead.
I'm
I'm
talking
sorry.
about. Not the fee.
You be taxing too,
because-
nigga. Don't make that face.
Listen.
Baby, I got to charge my worth. Y'all got to pay these fees, baby.
Yes, baby.
Hey, I ain't gonna see y'all. I ain't gonna show y'all the text he just sent me when I was trying to get him to feel for Jew.
Oh.
He was like, "Yeah, I can make that run for you, bro. It's gonna be a tight hundred. It's gonna be a tight."
listen.
I was like, "What? No, that ain't even what I need, bro. That ain't what I need." He's
Baby,
like, "Yeah, I
we
can take
got
care
to
of you
get
now.
our
On a
coin.
Sunday after hours, you need me to pull up on you? Yeah, I can take care of you, but this what it's gonna be."
It is an emergency fee.
Listen, we recuperating from the pandemic. We still recuperating.
Y'all should have had PPP money
I
from
didn't do
the,
that.
from the,
I wish I had, but I
ain't
didn't do
do it
that.
either.
I didn't do it. And mine could have been legit. I just didn't
all
do it.
y'all legit.
I was afraid. Fear sometimes can hold you back.
I got
But
you.
listen.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
To get back to my point, like
You real?
I think we're underrated because not only are we making you look good, because some of my clients come in and be like, Lord have mercy. You know, you come in looking one way, leave another way. We're giving y'all advice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Counsel.
Oh, y'all don't give great advice now.
I ain't saying we all do.
Okay.
But I mean, we coming in there, we're gonna spend at least, being a stylist, you're gonna spend at least an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Facts.
For Bookie, what's your most? 8?
My minimum is 4 hours.
Okay.
My longest is probably 12 hours.
See, you're gonna
I'm
be in
spending
there
a whole shift with
a
some
whole day.
females.
A whole day.
And
You
they
stand
be-
on your feet or you half and half that shit?
For the most part, I try to stand on my feet
I don't never see you sitting down.
because I don't feel as productive if I sit down. So I stand up for the most part. But I'm listening to these problems and they everyday life issues
Again,
for
like things you
12
don't want to
hours.
hear. Yeah.
12 hours.
Yeah.
Y'all got the same nose.
I wouldn't even say 12 hours because they gonna come back in a month later with the same.
You right. You right
So
now.
I'd say about a whole year for real.
You right now. You right.
Said a whole year.
A whole year.
But I like him because
too.
how old are you again?
25.
So the thing about him, I met him 2 years ago.
Mhm.
I met him 2 years ago. So I met him when I was 23, and I think that he's extremely mature for his age.
When he was 23.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
met him 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So I met him around that time when Jew was tripping.
Mm.
So I told him straight up, I was like, look, man, I got a barber. I got a barber that I love. I love how he cut my hair. I said, but I need somebody that when I can't get a hold of him and he can't fit me in, I need somebody to cut my hair. So if you're available, it's cool. If you're not, you're not. He was like, I bet, bro. Like, this is my fee, what it is. You know what I'm saying? You hit me the last minute and you got to come at the 5. I got to stay late. This is what it going to be, blah, blah, blah. Like, he ain't never told me no. He just done pretty much always told me, like, nigga, if you need me at the last minute, because I'm not your barber. You know,
Right.
I'm the one you come to. But and I get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got somebody who's your regular. That's one thing. But if you got somebody that just calling you out of disparity and they're not a regular, then it makes sense for you to capitalize on what you need to capitalize on, whatever the case may be. But the number one thing I liked about him was the first time that we talked, man, he kind of sort of just talking about life, you know, how he got to Birmingham, you know what I'm saying? what really sparked my interest in you, and it's your first time hearing it, is to be honest, is how you handle relationship stuff at the age that you're at. You know what I'm saying? Because people your age don't handle it like that. Like I'm 38. You know what I'm saying? And I'm even
50.
Oh, look it though. I look good as fuck. I look good as fuck, don't I, girl? Hey man, what you doing now? Did you just laugh? So, but the thing is, that I admire about you was how you handled some of the things that you decided that you wanted to share with me because of what I shared with you, and it don't happen like that. Because even at my age, bro, like I've become extremely like nonchalant. So there's a small window for people's tolerance and patience, right? Kind of sort of like with women. Like I ain't gonna say whole phase, but women go through a phase that if they're attracted to you and they want to do it, they're probably
phase.
they're gonna
I
do it.
never had a whole phase.
I did.
I want to have a whole phase.
So
Yes, Nisha. Clap it up.
so
I'm so scared.
if you don't
I'm
leave that
scared,
shit
though.
alone,
I probably
So-
will never have a whole phase because I got certain
Nisha
fears.
the goat.
I feel you. So what happens though is normally that phase we go through, that whole phase we go through, is normally in our earlier years, and then we get to a point where it gets old. We extremely mature, put a life on a time for ourselves, on goals, on what we want to do, what we're willing to tolerate, what we're not willing to tolerate, what we're gonna deal with, whatever the case may be. That's that more serious era of life. Like that's when you bump into the women that they know exactly what they want in a man, and they ain't making no exceptions no more. Like I already made the exception, I already did that, and this is where I am. Guys be in that space too, and then we live that life for X amount of time, for however long we live it, and then if we haven't gotten to where we want to be at, it starts over again. Give you the perfect example. Younger women, well, if you didn't know, women's libido go up as they get older. It doesn't go down. It goes up.
Say it again.
They libido.
Okay.
All right, so it doesn't go down, it goes up. All right.
Yeah, it's higher.
But it's high when they first discover themselves, whatever the case may be, right?
Can't agree.
Then it goes down when they get to that point where they want to be married, they want to have a kid, it goes down when real life happens, starts working, career, it happens. But if they're not married and all that other stuff by a certain age, that same thing happens again.
Can I stop you?
Where they get to be these type of individuals.
Can I
Well,
stop you? Listen, a lot of women, I'm just speaking for me and from hearing from the other women in the chair. From the age of, I would say from the age of 25, maybe.
yeah, give us some
Maybe
age range.
25 to 30.
25 to 30. What's going on there?
Never had an orgasm. You
Who?
believe
Who? You did? Oh, you talking about
that?
women?
A lot of women. A lot
Oh.
of women. They have not had an orgasm. Like they may enjoy sex and may feel good.
That's because they ain't discovered themselves.
They ain't
for real,
reached
real.
that climax. Like sometimes men when y'all younger, I don't know if y'all don't have control over it, but it's like y'all just going in, you all for yourself. When you young, think about it. Come on now.
I think
And then you only about pleasing yourself. You're not so deep into pleasing who you with.
I think in the younger, if you're doing it when you're younger, it's just all about trying to beat it up. Like it's not about the sensation of trying
Everybody
to learn.
can't beat it without them coming before her. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I think that's going into the selfish aspect that you're talking about. I'm just saying, like, I think that when you're younger, like, what you want to hear is you beat it up. Like, you don't understand
You may
it.
beat it up, but did she enjoy the
smash.
beat up?
That's what I'm saying. So you don't understand the talk about I climax or I came multiple
Right,
times. You don't
right.
understand that.
Yeah.
Your ideology is I
beating
beat it up.
Yeah.
I beat it down. Like
smash.
that's what it is. It ain't like, yeah, let me try to learn what stroke and how she responds to this stroke. Okay, now she responding to that. Let me keep doing it. Like you don't just get that. When you in high school, you want her to tell homegirl, man, that nigga beat it up. That's what you want them to say. Not
Hey.
condoning high school sex.
That
You
sound
shouldn't
of
start having sex until you're 18, until you're an adult. You know what I'm saying?
The 18 on good.
Huh?
Do it on prom night.
My daughter just had prom Friday, girl.
For real? Was it senior or junior?
senior. She's a senior.
Ooh.
She graduated May 20th.
Pound Town.
Damn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did she have a date?
Oh,
Did she have a date?
Listen, it was a whole hoorah about that. She had a date, but her boyfriend was there, and
So she went to the prom with somebody else
just a friend.
that wasn't her boyfriend.
Right.
So her boyfriend older than her?
Like 2 years. Like he. 20.
So he 20.
Quita, your daughter's gonna kill you for putting this on the podcast.
I don't care. It's real life. It's
All
not
right, y'all.
life.
This is it. This is
Let's change the subject.
This
then.
concludes our session of after hours.
This ain't need no after hours booking. But I get why you said that. So here's my crutch on that. All right.
So let
I
me
think
ask-
again,
Okay.
we can use that
Okay.
because the conversations were different. When them little girls was coming into the salon in the 80s and the 90s to get their hair pressed, you know what I'm saying? Because it was getting whatever design was going up in their head, their hair was still getting pressed to
Right.
get that design. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what the conversations were like for these young ladies.
It wasn't inappropriate. I can tell you that.
I honestly don't remember no inappropriate conversation when
No,
I used
it
to
was
go to
not
the salon
inappropriate.
when I was younger.
And that's what I'm saying.
not inappropriate.
But when I was at the barbershop,
Yeah,
getting my hair done.
Yeah. Men
Cuz,
don't
what
handle
you
it.
on
We go to
tonight,
those.
cuz? It's prom night, G. What y'all doing? Shit, we going
Yes.
to the beach here. Who you going? Bruh, watch you. Bruh. And that was when we was also taught that you wasn't doing nothing if you didn't have multiple women.
But let me be clear. I went to the salon when I was a little girl. And then it was like a gap from little girl to high school. I wasn't going to the salon.
You was doing your own hair?
We was doing kitchen calls.
Yeah. Kitchen,
Like
kitchen.
I couldn't tell you one salon I've been to when I was like in middle school or high school.
Mhm.
But I probably went to one salon when I was in high school, and that's when I was on the dance team. But other than that, I used to go mainly when I was a little girl. But it's a huge gap in between my time frame of salon and kitchen styles. Like I wasn't doing the salon like that when I was in middle school and high school.
Gotcha.
It was I was at
wasn't
somebody's
either. I
house.
wasn't either.
Yeah, like that's crazy though. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
I remember going when I was a little girl, sitting in the waiting room, waiting to get my hair washed and stuff. But from middle school to high school, it wasn't no, in college, it wasn't no salon.
So my first time
That's
going to the
crazy.
salon, I was at Green Acres Middle School, and for my graduation, my mom asked me what I wanted, and I was like, I want to get a relaxer. Well, I said perm then, but you know it's the difference between perm and relaxer. So I said I want to get a perm, and she was like, okay, you want a perm? She called Andre right at Classic Cuts in 5 Points West. He did my first relaxer.
Mm.
She should have known then that I was gonna be a stylist,
Yeah.
cause that's what I wanted. I wanted my hair straight.
What that
and
environment was
flat iron.
like when you
It was Miss Pearl. There was Andrew.
It's always a Miss Pearl in a
Miss
damn
Pearl.
salon.
Miss Pearl did my grandma hair, but Andrew and Andre, he did me and my mom, and like it was just all women. You know, they had the waiting area up front with the magazines and stuff, and then
I remember
you didn't
that.
go back until they called you.
I remember that.
And you went and got your service, sat on the dryer, got your shampoo, did all that good stuff, and then left.
But I just
It
don't
wasn't
remember
no-
no crazy conversation.
No, it was never crazy conversations. Absolutely not. It was always, I think more people then was based on professionalism.
And yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah.
I remember them
Yeah.
you coming in, you getting your hairstyle, and you getting out. It wasn't a lot of conversation. It wasn't a lot of dialogue.
No.
It was
Yeah.
you coming in, you go straight to the wash bowl, you go straight to the chair, you out.
Business. It's
Yeah.
like going to the doctor.
But
Yeah.
now it's different. It's kind of different.
Yeah.
Oh, it's way different.
What you
Now you
gonna-
got to do a deposit.
Appointment, yeah, deposit.
With me growing up, it was like when I used to go get my hair cut, it was mainly off the people in the chair based their conversation on what the barbers had kind of going on.
Mhm.
So the barbers be having their own conversation. They be talking about their own stuff, and the people in the chair kind of gave their input on it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like they be having a conversation about something, and then if they agree with it, you know what I'm saying? They don't agree with it. Half the time it was about sports. Sometimes it was about relationship and women.
Politics.
Yeah, it just ranged from what it was. You know what I'm saying? Kind
Yeah.
of what it was about.
And you know what? In cosmetology school, 3 things they taught us not to talk about.
Nah.
And that's the most topic that we
Politics.
talk about. Politics, religion, and personal. They say
Nah.
do not discuss those three things
Nah.
in a salon or barbershop setting.
And that's all we
And that's
talk
the
about
first
in
thing.
fixtures.
You better say it. Most salons, that's all we talk about.
I call it speed for texture because that's the only salon I've really worked in.
Salon Chester be out the chain.
But
I love our shop.
I love it too.
Show with us,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Listen,
mean-
listen.
Yeah.
But in a way, I kind of understand that because as like I was seeing like somebody say that they was telling me how I guess Sally's work. They say that if you can't cut somebody's hair in a certain amount of time, they'll fire you.
Where?
At Sally's beauty supply. I mean, not Sally's beauty supply, but not Sally's.
I'm about to say, well, I'm
Sports
thinking
cut.
about
No,
Sports cut.
Yeah, sports
Yeah,
cut.
yeah.
Sports cut and sport cut. I guess if you can't cut somebody's hair, get somebody out in a certain amount of time, they'll fire you. So it's like when you have those conversations, some people get caught. I get caught into those conversations.
Listen.
And it's like you realize, like I didn't been in the having a conversation with somebody, and I didn't been on their head for about an hour. Didn't even.
Julius, if you listen to this, we talking about you.
When
man.
it could have took 20 minutes.
Listen.
Have you ever seen the
He
TikTok?
gotta do a demonstration. He gotta do a reenactment.
Hey, he holding the clippers because he know he got but so much slack. He hold instead of putting them on the thing, he gonna hold them and move all the way outside the chair.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, them
Y'all
joints
ain't gonna
be
do
hot.
you.
Them joints
Don't
be
do
hot
you.
on your head.
have y'all ever seen the TikTok or the little clip on Instagram where the little African dude was like, bruh, just cut my hair, bro. Like, you're not talking about nothing. Just cut my hair. I just came here. I just want a haircut and I just want to go. But you won't stop talking, bro. Stop talking to him, bro. Like, when I tell you that shit is funny, bro, because sometimes you go to the barbershop, you go at the wrong time and the barber is talking about everything under the
Listen,
sun.
I witnessed it all, and I want to say this point, and it's gonna be a clip. I need this to be shared on everybody, Instagram, TikTok, all this. I need with a T.
Neat.
I need a man that's as loyal to me as he is to his barber.
Hey, now.
Cause baby, listen, working in that shop, I have seen these men get done, dragged through the mud, and they show up every week
Faithful.
faithfully to see our barber. And I just be like, what is it? And they say, can't nobody cut like him.
Nobody cut like that nigga.
And it's just so crazy because they gonna show up every week. I don't care if this man standing them up. I don't care if this man told him he gonna be there at 11 o'clock and don't show up to 2 o'clock. I don't care what this man say. He can be on the trip, out of town, out the country. He can text them last minute. They gonna show up the next week.
Yeah.
And they gonna be ready for their haircut.
Yeah.
These men be loyal to their barbers, and I respect that.
Right.
Because when they find somebody that they connect with, somebody who do them right, they not chair hopping. At least they don't try to chair hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
important, though.
female clients, they chair hop.
Ooh, yes.
I don't care. I don't care if you do their hair perfect every time. You can take your price of $5. They're gonna chair hop to the next person who's doing the special,
Right.
and the special is the same thing you already offer,
Right.
but they'd rather go to her because she offering it for $100. The hair ain't gonna even turn out the way that you do it.
Mm-hmm.
But these men, they barber can do them low down, but they
know-
gonna show up every week.
You know what they do? If
I need a man like that.
Yeah, if they
we
barber
gonna
out
make
of
that a
town,
clip. We
yeah.
gonna make that a clip.
If they barber out of town, you're gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna wear a hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
they
faithful.
so loyal to their barbers, and
Yeah.
I love that. But at the same time, they're like,
That's respect.
can I get me a man that love me the way they love their
That's
barber?
crazy. But that's crazy that you say that because my female clients are more loyal than my male clients.
For real?
The female clients are.
When it comes to getting their haircut.
Yeah.
My female
They
clients,
gonna show up
if
every
I move-
time.
If I move an hour away, my female
climb-
clients
They gonna show up. They gonna
Yeah.
tip.
Mm-hmm.
The female clients, I love my ladies because they show love when they know they getting a good service. They gonna show love and they gonna
Right.
chill hop, and I respect that.
But for what I
But
done
they
seen-
the best clients to me. I don't fool with the males. The male clients, they give me the hardest time.
Why they give you a hard time, bro?
It's the key.
Half of them
when
probably be
it-
wanting to smash and thinking they let you do their hair a couple times. You
Maybe,
gonna let them
maybe
smash.
I ain't gonna count.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And once you ain't going, they be like, shit, I go
But-
get for somebody else.
My male clients, they give me the hardest time. They don't want to pay a deposit. They don't stick to their appointment times. Like I've tried to be lenient with the male clients because I know they difficult. So I'm like, okay, you can come in. You don't have to pay a deposit sometimes. And then when I seen that the routine was becoming more regular, they not showing up to their appointment. Oh, you're gonna pay a deposit like a regular client because you playing with me now because you playing with my time. I'm coming up here to do your hair at 10 o'clock in the morning, and you not showing up. And that's what's crazy to me. But them female clients, they gonna show up, they gonna get their hair cut, and they gonna tip. I respect it.
Right.
But the men, they give me a hard time.
Hey, listen, when I was at Henrietta's in Fairfield and I had just got out of cosmetology school, I was just dating my ex-husband at the time. And I had so many male clients.
You love your ex-husband, don't you?
No, I don't.
You
If
said
I
your
did, I
Don't do
If
her,
I did-
LaCheston.
Yeah,
She
if I
brought
did,
that nigga up a couple
no,
times.
if I didn't, I wouldn't have filed for divorce in August 2020.
Oh God.
You can shoot the shot now.
Nisha.
What a gunshot. What a gunshot.
Nisha.
She know not to shoot me.
She already made a
You know
sound.
not to
Like,
It was
motherfucker
for
shit,
me.
man.
she made a sound up.
Oh my God. Fired, bro.
She's cutting off.
But when they found out I was engaged, finna get married, somehow they disappeared. I was doing everybody braids, all the guys.
Oh, you became unavailable. The same reason I just told her.
Like they were shooting
Like
that
you,
shot.
you gotta realize,
Yeah.
bro. Like men or some men, when it comes to women, are strictly opportunists. Because we realize in 2023, you got to spend money regardless. Whether it's dating, take you on a trip, buying you flowers, buying you something to eat, you got to spend bread.
Filling up my gas.
So now,
tank.
yeah. So my way
Washing
in,
my car.
my way in initially can be the fact that I have dreads and I need my dreads retwisted. I have hair, I need my hair braided. So I've been checking for you for a minute anyway. So now I actually be able to have a conversation with you because I'm gonna book you for your services because you're available. You know what I'm saying? But when you become unavailable because you've got engaged or you get married, okay, she might really like whoever she dealing with. So me going over there spending bread or asking does she want lunch or tipping and all this other shit ain't really get me what I thought it was really finna get me because I can go
True.
across town from old girl and get the same service or whatever the case may be. So then of course it's gonna digress. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't gonna be at the same place that it was. I mean that's just it. It's the opposite for men though.
Yeah, one thing I have seen is like the female stylist doing men hair. She ain't gonna tell you too much, but he gonna tell you everything.
X.
You get what I'm saying? Like I didn't see. Like I said, working in the unisex shop, I didn't heard dudes back there telling everything.
They
Telling
are
everything.
open book.
See.
They're an
And
open
that's because always, man, as Steve Harvey say, Steve came Steve, Mr. Think Like a Man himself. Is what he said. He said, man, the reason men lie to their wives or they lie to their significant others is just because sometimes it's just the right thing to do because they can't handle the truck truth. That's one of the people can't handle the truth. Don't slap me no more when I say that shit. Don't do that shit. Oh my God. I'm about to get rid of her. I got to get rid of her.
That's called
As good as she is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
lies, yeah.
And it ain't because I want to. It's just because it's just going to make shit worse. Versus the side chick or side girl or whatever, or person at the salon doing your head or whatever, cutting your hair. You can lay it all out to her. You can give it all
Put
to
it
her.
all on the table.
Because what we've been conditioned for in 2023 is now that even if I got somebody and I want you, the way I get you is by putting it all on the table, putting the truth out there, and letting you make the decision on if you want to deal with it or not.
Yep, you ain't lying, Tristan.
You see what I'm saying? It's like it's just lines have been blurred, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I just got into it. We just did our first. We created a hub in Atlanta, so we podcasting in Atlanta now. You know what I'm saying? And I was up there, damn near got into it with my homeboy about moral ethics, right and wrong, just period, right and wrong. If you look at it from right and wrong, that's what it is, which I totally agree. I don't disagree with what he said. But at the end of the day, right and wrong has been blurred because of what has been instilled in us. Number one, what granddaddy had? What granddaddy had?
A side family and his man.
Whole
was up
cross
the
town.
street, and when
Whole
he-
cross
when-
town.
When he killed a pig, they got half for the pig too.
All right, so
But guess what? The wife may have known, but she respected him.
Yep.
and the
And
culture
the
made that
sidekick
okay
stayed in her
though.
place.
The culture
Yep.
made it okay.
They never said that.
But see,
The
this
lady up the
is
street, babies was by granddaddy.
this what
Mhm.
this
They
what
respected it.
amplified it and made it worse. Social media and cameras, bro.
I believe
Yes.
That's what made it worse.
Yeah, we live in a time and day where people get masculinity and femininity confused. You know what I'm saying? I believe every human individual has even amount of masculinity and femininity. When it comes to masculinity, it's the power of thought. I mean, it's the power of actually doing something. Femininity is the power of your thought. So I always tell people, like, when you get up, if you used to get up in the morning and you used to tell yourself, like, man, I need to go to the gym because I know that if I go to the gym, I know this could be a benefit of when it comes to health towards me, and I know that it can better me at the end of the day. That's a level of femininity. When you actually get in the gym and actually do it, that's a level of masculinity.
Right.
So it's like we live in a world where men are trying to figure out how females can be better females, and females worry about how men can be better men.
Instead of focusing on how the barbershop and the salon used to be.
Exactly.
Men amongst men.
So it's
women
like
amongst women.
we all can, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
like separate but equal, bro. It and I hate that, but it is. And the reason I'm saying separate but equal, because I mean that you don't want to make anybody, any race, any person feel like they are superior or inferior. You know what I'm saying? Even though we all know that as Black people, we're not granted the same opportunity as our counterparts. So we're not going to ignore that fact. So that's not the angle that I'm trying to take with it. However, I am trying to display that I'm just one of them believers, and I don't run a dictatorship when I'm in a relationship, and I'm not a sexist. But the way that I was raised, I do believe that there are certain things that a man should do, and there are certain things that a woman should do, bro. That's just what I believe. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. That's just it, man.
But you know what? Getting back to what he just said, I saw on TikTok where they said the first 15 seconds that you wake up is real important. Instead of just jumping up, getting out the bed, just lay there for a minute.
Meditate.
And you got 3 things you need to say. Whatever those 3 things are you say out loud out of your mouth is what's going to happen that day. Today is going to be the happiest day I've ever had. Today is going to be a very prosperous day. Today, I'm going to be nice to everyone I come in contact with. And just from you saying it, because your subconscious mind, you're still asleep, but your subconscious mind is woke. And then you hear those things, and that's what's going on. I tried it.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it worked. It worked.
I believe it.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
But, and then another thing on the other subject we was talking about, I think the difference between our grandparents, my grandparents, versus the men and women now. Granddaddy took care of home. Grandma didn't have to work. She didn't have to worry about if the rent, the car note, the bills. I don't think they really paid insurance then, but if all of the stuff was gonna be taken care of, she respected him. Yeah, because I remember when seatbelts. I remember when I was a little girl, because I'm older than all y'all. We ain't had seatbelts in the cars. I remember that. I remember when seatbelts first came. I remember when water bottles were first invented. But my mom used to get her Pepsi bottle and rinse it out and fill it with water, freeze it for the next day. But also, like, then our grandfathers, they took care of home. I don't know how they did it, but they made sure grandma didn't work.
Yeah, food's
She
on
stayed at
table,
home.
lights was on, rent was
They
paid.
didn't miss a beat. And so that's why women then had so much respect for men. Now men, power getting turned off.
Yeah, they want
The
a cake
water
eater
bill.
too.
Yeah.
They ain't doing
But
nothing.
still want to be masculine at the end.
Yeah, but you taking care of what's going on up the street. But you ain't making sure home straight. So I got a problem with that.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the roles kind of twist and turn. But
And I think that conversation was had at the end of the day. We're going to end it like this. I think that conversation was had in the salon. That women were not naive to the fact that they man may or may not be doing something. It was getting them to a level, to themselves to a level where they just weren't worried about it. And they had their reasons why they weren't worried about it. Nobody ever signed a contract saying that I'm giving you permission to not treat me like the queen I am and go have sex with other women. I'm not signing that contract. But what I am saying is at the end of the day, there's a level of respect that you need to have for yourself. You need to have for me. You need to have for our household. You need to have for our children. Because you are the head of the fucking household. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that got diluted. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere along the lines, it became an issue. And motherfuckers just start not caring. Because like I said, we're finna end this. And this is why they stopped caring, bro. Because now we have access to anything and everybody, bro.
Via internet.
yeah, right.
Access has really jacked up our culture. When one chick saying no, bro, you could jump in another inbox and
And she
try it
say
again.
yes.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas it used to be when it didn't work, you got to try something else.
Mm-hmm.
You got to try something else because you knew everything that was going on in your little town or around you,
Mm-hmm.
and you already knew who you wanted and who you had your eyes on. Like, you know what I'm saying? She said, you know, her high school daughter is dating a 20-year-old guy. I come from a line of community where when I was in 11th grade, all the girls that were fine in my class, all their boyfriends was grown.
Grown.
Yeah.
They were grown.
Same.
So, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, I appreciate y'all being patient with me today. Appreciate y'all hanging out, man. Appreciate y'all insight. Appreciate the conversation about shop talk. This will be the first of many, man.
Yes,
we're
it
gonna
need
probably,
to be.
we're gonna bump around
We
and
have a lot more to discuss in the shop. Like
we could definitely dub it back, bring it back. You know what I'm saying?
should.
So I enjoyed y'all, man. Love your perspective being how old you are, bro. Like you
nah.
got
So sweet.
your head gonna get you somewhere, big dog.
Yeah.
So with
Your
that being
mom should be
said,
proud of you.
we're gonna get ready to turn the corner and get out of here, man. So we're gonna start right here this time, man. Just one more time on the outro. Just tell the people who you are and where they can find you, man. And when I say where you can find you, drop an Instagram or a Facebook name or something like that.
Yeah.
For sure. My name is Nah. I'm at Razor's Barbershop off Valleydale. You can find me at Nah Cuts NY with a K, with a U, with a T, with a Z _.
And I'm LaQuita Rochelle on Facebook, Instagram, Quita G on TikTok, and Snapchat. I'm Q for Quita, and I'm at Salon Textures on West Valley, right across from the liquor store, the same block as the Homewood Police Department,
And hers.
right behind hers.
There you go, sis.
Institute. So yes, come and check me out. I've been licensed for 23 years, so guess what? I know what I'm doing.
Yes, sis, she do.
And you're gonna pay me for it too.
Don't play with it. And this your girl, Big Bookie. Real rich. Don't play with it. Look, I've been doing hair for a while. Y'all come shop with me. I do protective styles. I do, goddess locks, faux locks, soft locks, passion twists, Marley locks, Marley twists, everything. I do
And it's
everything.
neat. And it's neat.
I don't play with it, okay? Y'all come shop with me. I'm at Salon Textures with my girl Quita. And my Instagram is red_Richie. My business page is Red Rich Styles with 2 D's. And all my social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, it's Red Richie. YouTube, Red Richie. REDD.
I love it.
RICHIE. Y'all shop with me.
Yeah.
And there you got it, good folks, man. Thanks again so much for listening. Thanks so much for downloading, subscribing, whatever you did, however you did it, man. I appreciate it. In the meantime, between time, I already know, man. I'm your host, LaCheston of the What You Mean Podcast. If you have not checked us out on our website, go do that right now today. www.WhatYouMeanPodcast.com. I'm still waiting to get my first Scarlet Letter, confession, story time, whatever you want to give me. You can submit it anonymously, and I'm going to read on the show, and we're going to talk about it. So I'm still waiting on that first one. In the meantime, between time, again, thank you. Because out of all the podcasts you could have listened to, you decided to look at ours. And y'all know how we do, man. We put that thing on the group shot real quick. That's what we do. Then everybody look at that camera, man. And we throw them deuces. Peace.